For more now, we turn to CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman. Ricky, I just want to actually start off with what Blackstone said. I'm wondering your opinion. Do you think the harsh sentence that he received was a little bit of payback for being acquitted on the murder case?
Well, some people certainly think so, but you have to also look at this. The prosecution was looking for a minimum of 18 years. The defense at the time was looking for a minimum of 6 years. So the minimum was struck smack dab in the middle at 9. The 33 as the maximum may be considered by any person to be harsh, but nonetheless, when you get to a point that you are approaching the minimum of your sentence, the 9 years, in the state of Nevada, 82% of people who come up for parole, coming close to their minimum, will be paroled. And O.J. Simpson's record in prison is exemplary. He has had no disciplinary reports for 9 years, or almost 9 years.
There's a sort of a grading factor that they use in Nevada, right? And he scores very, very low. He's, as you point out, been an exemplary prisoner. And so what other factors besides that are they going to be considering?
Well, when you look at the grid, and it really is a grid, and the parole board examiners are supposed to decide dispassionately. They are not supposed to consider the alleged murders in California or the civil settlement for, the civil verdict for those murders in California. This is strictly by the grid plus discretion. So the grid looks at him, and the lower your score, it is ultimately then the lower your risk. So what happens in this situation is that he scored a 3. That's really low at his last parole hearing. He probably will score a bit lower than that if he's been in program since that time. What else do they want to know? They want to hear 2 things from him. Number 1, they want to hear remorse, which he has expressed in the past. And number 2, and very, very important, is what is his plan for his release. We just don't let prisoners out. What happens is he's got to have a place to live. He's going to be under restrictions. So what is the plan?
You mentioned his previous parole hearing in 2013. 12 charges, or he received parole for 12 charges, but he's still in prison.
Of the 12 charges, he received parole for 5. There are 7 charges left. And that's in part because the differentiation of the charges and that some were consecutive. So the idea that he received parole in 2013 for charges like kidnapping, charges like robbery, one would expect that parole would happen here. The most interesting variable when we get to this today, this afternoon, the hearing is at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, is O.J. Simpson speaks. So when he speaks, will he be truly contrite? Will he make a mistake when he speaks? If I'm his lawyer and I'm sitting next to him, I am holding my breath every moment that he talks.
During his last parole hearing, he seemed to completely take the blame and said he felt badly for what he did. And
he wished he had never gone there.
Yes.
But remember, he has always been steadfast about the story that these were his belongings.
Yeah, that were stolen from him. That's his thing. Yeah.
If parole is granted, why wait until October to release him? He's
not eligible really till October. What happens in Nevada is they have hearings a few weeks to a few months beforehand. So one could expect if four examiners must agree to either give him parole or deny parole. If it's a 3-3 tie, he comes back again in January. But if 4 agree, October 1st, the date.
Is this the same board that talked to him in 2013 as well?
Correct. They are familiar with him.
Okay, so
all right, 1 p.m. Eastern. Ricky Kleeman, as always, thank you. This must be like deja vu for you too, because Blackstone,
well, Sean,
you,
I know we have nostalgia.
Bill Whitaker, I've talked to about this. Yeah, I'm sure you guys are just going to be reliving some of those memories.
Changed many people's lives in the world of television.
Indeed, it did. Ricky Kleeman, thank you very much, and stay tuned to CBSN for full coverage of O.J. Simpson's parole hearing. We will have a team of analysts, including Ricky, beginning at 12:30 Eastern, and then we'll live stream the hearing as soon as it gets underway at 1 p.m. You're not